All right, so let's get started. Today, I'll be talking about Ruby security gems. A quick intro. My name is Angela. I'm currently residing in Toronto. I am actually from New York City, and Canada is way too cold for me, but I am embracing the winter vibes out here. And currently, I'm a software developer at Byteside. It's a small custom software shop based out of Ottawa. And my interest in web security actually began during my software engineering bootcamp. I felt that as a developer, there was some kind of like responsibility to protect users' information since I am building an application that they will be using. And most recently, my bank account was almost hacked. And since then, I've changed my bank account password to be more than 30 characters long, just to be extra secure. And I've also taken a greater initiative at work implementing security features for web applications. All right, so let's dive in. So these are the security gems that the past like several months that I've had an opportunity to research and implement security gems at work. And so I'll be sharing the gems that I've implemented today. The first one is Lockbox. And Lockbox allows you to encrypt sensitive data at the application level, which is crucial for data security. And it's actually very easy to migrate existing data as well. So if you didn't have any encrypted data at the moment for like a web application, you can actually migrate it very easily. I've done this before. And a use case to use Lockbox would be to encrypt sensitive data, such as personal identifiable information, also known as PII, such as a customer's address, social security number, driver's license, medical records, just very sensitive information that you don't want to be like leaked. And however, by no encryption is foolproof and weaknesses can be discovered or exploited by hackers. And so hackers can't see the encrypted data unless the encryption key or passphrase is used to decrypt it. So if a hacker manages to obtain the encryption key or crack it, or crack the encryption algorithm, then they can gain access to the data. So just by encrypting your database, it's not going to be, safe. But it is still very good to encrypt your database, I would say. And so in addition to encrypting the database, it's also just as important to enforce users to have strong passwords and implement multi-factor authentication. Device also has a two-factor gem that you can also easily implement into your Rails application. I haven't used this before, but I was looking at the documentation and looks not too bad to implement. I won't be covering this gem, but just wanted to let you know that there is a two-factor gem within Devise. Okay, and if you are using Rails 7, there is something called active record encryption, which is very similar to what Lockbox is. So you can just use that instead of Lockbox. And this will basically encrypt your data at the application level. So you don't have to like install any additional gems, which is really nice. All right, and for the next few slides, I'll be talking about Devise gems, and there are three different gems. Basically, you can add and integrate into your application or projects. And if you are using Devise, it's very easy to integrate these. So I'll be talking about custom password, trackable, and lockable. All right, custom passwords. So custom passwords basically allows you to customize the passwords to have longer characters. So at the moment, Rails password is minimum 6 characters long. There's no restriction, no strict requirements on uppercase, lowercase, numbers, or symbols. So for instance, these are some of the acceptable Rails passwords like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or PASSWO, or QWERTY, QWERT, or ABCDEF, 11111. And actually, the word password is exceeding 6 characters, believe it or not. It's going above and beyond the requirements. So just something to think about when your users are creating passwords on Rails. And so A use case of using custom passwords is to enforce a stronger password requirements so that it will help users from getting their accounts hacked. So if you see this table here, the word password will be cracked in less than 10 seconds. Actually, the word guessed, I guess, because it's different letters, will take 10 seconds to crack, but all of these will be able to be cracked in less than 1 second. Also, if your password is on this list, I highly recommend you to change it immediately. And this is another chart that I found. What's really interesting is that just by enforcing a minimum of 12 characters, let's say with numbers, uppercase, lowercase letters, and symbols, it's going to take 3,000 years to crack it, which is insane. So yeah, highly recommend you to increase your password characters for sure. Very important. Yeah, so Rails is like 6, so it'll be hacked instantly, even with if you add numbers, uppercase, lowercase letters, and symbols. So definitely make sure you have a strong password. And the second gem is called Trackable. And Trackable basically allows you to track information about your user sign-in. So you can get information such as like the sign-in count, current sign-in at, last sign-in at, current sign-in IP, and last sign-in IP. So basically you can monitor the login activities for your user. And so a use case of this would be like maybe displaying a like log history to your users, admins, or both to monitor any login activities. And you can also use Paper Trail Gem to create simple rules to alert some suspicious behavior. Maybe there was like a really high transaction that day or something like that by a user. So for instance, like you can implement something like this, like login activities with timestamp, the device and operating system, last sign-in address, last sign-in IP address, and current sign-in IP address, location, and then it tracks the sign-in count. And the other gem is Lockable, and it locks an account after a specified number of failed sign-in attempts, and you can unlock through email or after a specified time. And so you would use this when maybe there's attempt to log into, maybe a user attempts to log into their account with an incorrect password several times. So maybe after 3 or 5 times of incorrect password attempts, account will be locked. I feel like this usually appears on like bank sites, right? So you'll usually get this like notification saying your account is locked. Your account was locked after too many failed login attempts. We sent you an email with a link to unlock it. Something like this you could use Lockable for. And sadly, you'll have to wait and then, change your password or something like that. And yeah, so that is a quick recap of everything. Is Lockbox you can use to encrypt your data. And within device, there are 3 gems you can add, which is the customized passwords to make your passwords longer, characters longer, Trackable to track users' login activities, and Lockable, which you can lock and unlock users.